Hi, I'm Mike Morales. You're watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our platforms. I'm here in San Antonio. That young man out there is
Rick Levy in San Diego.
Rick, and I have had the supreme distinction of tasting Volcán de mi Tierra.
We
And
we
this,
just reviewed the Blanco. That's
right,
the bottle with the blue tinge.
with the blue tinge. This is the bottle with the amber, the light straw colored, gold colored. By the way, if you're wondering what this is, that's the volcano.
The
That's the
Tequila Volcano.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
where
great representation of it.
that is the actual topographical photograph from like Google satellite, something, Google Maps, and
And a beautiful copper top on this. That is
yeah,
solid metal. That's heavy.
well, I think we nominated this for Brand of Promise for the Blanco, but I think we need to nominate it for packaging too. I really enjoy it. It's
Right.
very
This is a beautiful topper.
yeah, very it's elegant and understated.
And makes a
So
great seal. As you might have
yes,
just overheard on my microphone.
the best the best part about it. If you watched our Blanco review, you know that this is coming out of distillery. What is it?
1523
1523.
Agro
It's
Tequiliera de Jalisco in
it
El
is
Arenal.
Yes, it is the only brand coming out of there that we know of right now. People that have had the name, according to what Rick has found, the name itself has been around, or the brand itself has been around for about 10 years. But this is a brand new iteration. Um, the people that have had the tequila from this distillery prior to the new version loved the old stuff. After we had the Blanca, we fell all over ourselves because we thought that it was well balanced with a lot of from aroma to intake. It was just delicious. But this is a
A,
Cristalino.
a great build too on it.
Yeah.
It had a big finish, which is nice.
Oh yeah. But now this is the Cristalino, and we all know this is going to be somewhere probably end of this year. The Cristalino will be an officially recognized expression in the tequila industry, and what this is. What do we know about this one? Everybody does it differently, but it's an añejo that's been stripped of its color. It's been filtered,
Right.
right?
Yeah. I'm skeptical of the category, but apparently it's going to be a category.
Yeah, whether we
And
like it or not.
they go through all the trouble of aging it for years and years in barrels, and then they take it apart.
Yeah, they take it out, and I don't. Oh God, those are nice legs and tears, man. Those are really
Yeah.
pretty. I'm using the Stasso Jarrito. I'm using the one that I normally use um, for mezcal. It's a shorter neck. Rick's got the longer neck for tequila. I like playing back and forth just to see what I get from that is now
Are you seeing any color in this?
I see a tinge. And you know
Oh,
what it reminds me of? And I may have said this before. It reminds me of,
yeah.
remember Herradura, the Herradura Blanco Suave it was aged in barrels and it was pulled out right before they had to call it a reposado.
Yeah.
And it wasn't clear, but it always had the tinge. You know, it had a kind of an off white, like an eggshell color.
So with the Blanco, we saw, the profiles for Volcán de mi Tierra were created by Ana Maria Romero Mena.
Yeah.
And what we saw in the Blanco is that she did this whole, it was all in the blending. And she had this mix of highlands agave and lowlands agave, different terroir, different production processes, and then,
Different
blending it all in the
yeasts.
end.
Yeah, different yeasts and different, like you said, distillation processes and then, kind of, it's like a big mashup.
Yeah. So she's doing something interesting again with this. So, um, the information I'm finding is secondhand, but this is a blend of Añejo and Extra Añejo.
Okay.
And I believe the Añejo, now, she did this thing where after she did the blend, she put it back in a barrel. So after the blend and the filtering and all of that, she actually put it back in a barrel. And it is, a barrel that's pretty much spent. It's a worn barrel, so it's not really imparting color, but I think that's where we're getting this little tinge.
You think so?
Because it went back into a barrel after the filtration. And
For how long? Does it say how long?
I don't know how long, but she was working with Glenmorangie barrels and Hennessy barrels. And
well, Louis Vuitton, right?
Right.
Right.
And so I think she used the Hennessy barrels with the XA and the Glenmorangie with the Añejo. So I'm not sure if that's what she used for the original aging before the filtration, or if that's what she put it in to do kind of the, what would you call it, polishing or something after the filtration?
Yeah. Polishing and blending, I guess.
Right.
It sounds to me like, if you're reading between the lines, it sounds to me that they're going to have other expressions come out aged in those specific barrels, which is really interesting to me, because I'm finding that I'm in, as we experiment with these aged expressions from other brands, you and I have had Añejos aged in, Napa Valley wine barrels, rosé barrels,
French sherry barrels,
right? Of course, French oak. So it begs the question: Are we going to see an Añejo that's specifically aged in a Glenmorangie barrel, or I hope I'm pronouncing that right, because there was that Scotch or whiskey. I think that's probably.
I think you're pronouncing it right.
Okay, and Hennessy, are we going to see those expressions, or are they just going to keep those separate as to make this? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It's like I'm thinking of the old Casanova. I'm not sure what they do now, but they used to do a lot with the the blending, for the final of the aged versions. And then, we started seeing like the single barrel versions of the Casanova coming out. So maybe they'll do like a special edition where they actually give you some insight into some of their components that they're working with. But
this is kind of exciting. It's kind of exciting where they're headed with this, because I think they're using, if the Blanco is the root of all of these that are coming, that are here now and that are coming in the future.
Well, it may not be. Now,
oh really?
I read something that was leading me to believe that maybe the Añejo was 100% Lowland's Agave.
Oh.
So,
wow. So
I don't know. I think.
Yeah,
I think Anna Maria is, what rules there are, or maybe implied. I think she's breaking them. There's no official rules yet for the Cristalino, but
what is this witchcraft that she's practicing, right? Holy cow, man!
Yeah, she's certainly taking an outside of the box kind of approach to these, I think.
Yeah, good for her. I mean, hey, so far I love that Blanco. Now, what's the nose that we're getting here? I'm getting
right.
the barrel notes. I'm getting that right off the bat. Probably more than what I've had previously in like a Maestro Dobel. The new version isn't a shade of what it used to be. I've said this before that I think Luna Azul does it very well. They have a Luna Azul. I think they call it a Claro. I think. But anyway,
I think there's I'm picking up a lot of Lowland's Agave here.
Are you? I picked and I've got the wider nose. I've got the wider mouth. but there's a lot of mellow wood notes at the bottom
Right.
where I'm expecting to see or experience more alcohol.
Yeah.
It's very mellow though on the nose.
Right. I almost feel like I'm picking up more agave in this than I was on the Blanco. But maybe that's from the wood.
I could
It feels like warmer notes that I wasn't finding before.
I thought at first when my first pass was I was getting banana, like plantain or something.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure if that's possible, but it was just a passing thing, and then it's just now it's something else.
It might be something interesting that happens when they're doing the filtering, where they're stripping out part of the barrel but not all of what has happened.
Well, having spoken to Jose Aceves, who is the master distiller for a few brands that we've tried, like Dos Sueños and Rock and Roll Tequila, and a couple of others that are hopefully we'll get samples of. He was trying to develop a way of, he agreed with us that stripping the color from an añejo is heartbreaking for him. But ultimately, it's what the customer wants, it's what the market is demanding at this point. So what he's trying to do is develop a filtering system so that it leaves more of the characteristics without the color. So I'm wondering, I don't know what Ana Maria is doing. I have no idea, how she's managing to accomplish, but like you said, they're filtering it all out and then throwing it back in the barrel. I have not heard that. I don't get it.
Well, maybe this is her way of gently pushing back on the category as well.
Could be. She goes, I'm just gonna.
What would be nice is, it does seem like Cristalino or whatever they're going to call it is going to become its own category. It would be great if it becomes something that's more than just a gimmick. I think an añejo with the color stripped out, I see it as a gimmick.
Right, but if they do it right, like they have, with the 5-year Dulce Vida in the Napa Valley barrels. Ayate is another one that we had that was gorgeous, a gorgeous Repo Añejo that is aged in wine barrels. I'm not sure from where. I want to say
those aren't filtered, are they?
No, they're not filtered. But what I'm saying is, if the experimentation lends itself to a credible technique as opposed to a gimmick,
right,
then I'm for it.
Right.
They're doing it right. If they're just stripping the color out because then I'm not interested.
If the category gives them the freedom to create something completely new rather than just something that's clear.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
I gotta go in, man.
Wow.
Ooh. Whoa. It's peppery again.
Right?
It's peppery.
It's still very peppery with very subtle barrel notes underneath.
It's
with the Blanco I wasn't getting, the other accents to the flavor profile were much more subtle for me. Whereas here, there's still, the pepper is probably not quite as big, but it's much bigger than you would typically expect for an añejo.
Yeah.
And then you get, those, soft, warm barrel notes underneath.
Holy cow, man. I hate to say it, Rick, but this doesn't taste like a gimmick to me.
No, it doesn't. Wow.
You're all over this, huh?
It doesn't. See, with the Cristalinos that I've had, I'm left puzzled. My brain is having trouble reconciling what my eyes are seeing and what my palate is experiencing. But with this, there's no dissonance.
It makes much more sensorial sense.
Right.
By the way, Ana Maria's business, her consultancy is called Creativo Sensorial. My Spanish, I've been in English all day, so I'm a little rusty. But that's her consultancy business. And you might also know that she is the woman that developed the aroma kit that came out years ago that we thought was a gimmick as well. I thought it was a prop for a telenovela, and it actually exists. And she was very nice enough to send us one. And she's worked for some of the big names like Sousa, Arete, Corzo. These consultants, they have to consult for these larger companies because
that's the life of a consultant.
you gotta have a consultant, an ingeniera, a chemical engineer that can either improve on things, and I'll tell you what, I think more and more of these consultants are finding clients like Louis Vuitton so that they can create more, because that's really where they live.
Creating rather than correcting.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, because some things you just can't fix. You can't. What do we say? You can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. There you go.
Right. Wow. Well, let's nominate it, definitely.
The wood notes are the undertone. The agave certainly takes presence.
Mm-hmm.
Who is very similar in that respect is who's doing it without filtering is Felipe Camarena.
Right.
But this
when I came across the bit that was talking about the worn barrels and because they're worn, they're not imparting colors. Like, that sounds like Felipe.
Sounds like Felipe. But if you can steal certain, like you said, if you can make this into a legitimate technique versus just a gimmick, I'm all for it. And especially if it's done well.
Yeah.
If they just do it to compete in the category and mark it up at that price point, I'm not interested. But I think these folks at Louis Vuitton, I think they did it right, which now makes me want to try rock and roll Cristalino. I am really. If you guys are watching,
I think we may have found the standard to measure against for the category.
I think so. I think you're right, man. Let's nominate
this. This is not a gimmick. This is something you can savor as its own item, certainly.
Yeah, and again, it remains to be seen whether Cristalino, this well done, is actually a good mixer. I don't know if I would or not. I would.
Yeah, I read one article where they were talking about making margaritas with it, and I was like,
no, not if it's well done. You go through the whole. You can't mark it up like a millionaire margarita, right? Because you're not going to be using a real añejo, like 3, 4, 5, or one of those crazy extra añejos. Why? They've done so much to this that it would be a shame to throw it in a Paloma.
Right.
Probably the only thing I would do if maybe the guys the bros on Wall Street are putting it putting seltzer water in it, the soda, because that's what they're drinking, tequila and soda.
Yeah.
That's the drink on Wall Street these days. So I've read. But anyway, beautiful, very well done. Volcán de mi Tierra. This is the Louis Vuitton version, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. Thanks again to
Yeah.
Trent Fraser.
I think the MSRP on this was supposed to be about $60.
Yep.
I found it between 52 and 75. I think it averaged out to about 60. So if you can get it for 60 or less, I think that's really fair. This is a mix of añejo and extra añejo, and we're used to paying more than that for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think here in Texas, if I remember correctly, it did run into the 60s. Not more than 64, not more than the MSRP that was listed on whatever article I read. So I,
I would say, check this out before they raise the price or something, because I think this is a great experience for $60.
Yeah, so far there's only been a handful of these that have come out that have really penetrated the market. Don Julio, Messer Dobel, and Luna Azul. I think that, but if the newer versions come out with this much creativity and this much legitimacy, this could be a really,
Could be a really interesting category.
Yeah, remember when we said that the Joven category was kind of like a forgotten category until we had Don Alberto? And I think this could. I think first of all, Don Alberto is a Joven category. He brought the category back to where it needed to be. But this is really beautiful. This is really something, man. All right,
Yeah.
and it's his sign too. See, who is that? Ana Maria's signature?
I don't
Who's
know.
Who signed this thing? Well, I don't know. But mine was at May 3rd. Oh wait, it's either May 3rd or March 5th.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's the continental version. Then it's the inverse.
Yeah, it
But
could be March. It could be March 5th. Yeah.
could be March 5th. But anyway, that's our take. Brand of Promise nominee in the Cristalino category. That's right, folks. It exists now. It's real.
Yeah.
But that's beautifully well done. Congratulations to you guys out there. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. You've been watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado. That young man out there is
Rick Levy in San Diego.
And whatever you do, if you're watching us on YouTube or any of the other platforms, subscribe. Hit that red button down there. You will be very happy, and you won't make a bad purchase. Let's put it that way. But whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.
I'm Mike Morales. I'm CEO of Tequila Aficionado Media, and I just wanted to thank you for watching Sipping Off the Cuff. We love doing these reviews for you. Now, if you're an Agave Spirits brand owner and you're watching this, there are 3 things that I'd like to talk to you about. Number 1, if you'd like us to review your Agave Spirit on Sipping Off the Cuff, just send me an email, mike@tequilaaficionado.com. It won't cost you a dime, and I promise you'll get an honest review. Number 2, if your brand has been nominated, past or present, as a brand of promise, we can help you promote your brand effectively and affordably over on the tequila PR side of things. Just email me, mike@tequilapr.com. And number 3, if your brand has ever been a Brand of Promise nominee or a winner, you automatically qualify with us, or to go with us, on our next promotional tequila tour. So shoot me an email, tours@tequilaaficionado.com, and I'll send you all the details on our upcoming tequila tour. That's it. Thanks again for watching. Sip wisely.